think of esoteric knowledge, you probably think of demonic grimoires, sigil magic, or secret societies. What if esoteric knowledge is something more than just that? Something that allows you to tap into a world we can't see. And one of the greatest inventors of all time was able to understand that by talking to the voices in his head. Nikola Tesla would only sleep for 2 to 3 hours a day, but when he did, things would contact him. He kept a notebook close to him before he went to bed, and when he would wake up, inventions would be written down. Today, this is called spirit writing, a form of contacting spirits by allowing the entities to possess your body. Though Nikola Tesla was a bright man, Nikola Tesla never took full credit of his work. Quote, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which my brain obtains knowledge and strength and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of the core, but I know that it exists," unquote. To fully understand this quote from Tesla, we have to go back to his childhood before the fame and the inventions. After some time, Tesla said he was able to control these voices, began to use them instead of fearing them. He described being able to visualize entire inventions in his mind with perfect detail, testing them without ever physically building them. It's almost as if the ideas weren't created by him, but delivered to him. And this is where things start to get stranger, because Nikola Tesla didn't just rely on his mind to receive these signals. He tried to build a machine to do the same thing. During his experiments with these wireless energy and radio waves, Tesla would begin to pick up unusual signals through his experiments. These weren't random bursts of static. They appeared structured, almost like a form of communication. He noted patterns, receptions, and what he believed to be internal signals. At the time, radio technology was still in inefficiency, so there was no clear explanation. Tesla himself speculated that these signals could be coming from another intelligence, while many later assume he meant external life. Others believed he may have tapped into something more esoteric, something existing beyond the physical plane. What he created is often compared to what we now call a spirit box, a device that scans through radio frequencies, producing fragmented sounds and voices from static. The idea behind it is simple. There are entities or forms of consciousness that exist outside of our normal perception. They might be able to manipulate these frequencies to communicate, similar to how these entities might be able to communicate by moving objects or appearing in your dream. This would be just another way of communication. Tesla's machine wasn't labeled that way, of course, but the principle is almost identical. Device designed to translate invisible frequencies to something we can hear, which raises a deeper question. What if Tesla wasn't inventing something new, but rediscovering something ancient? Tesla was channeling something far more intelligent, but the one thing is clear is that whatever he was talking to, it clearly stems more into the esoteric realm, because esoteric traditions have always talked about vibrations, frequencies, and unseen layers of reality. The idea that everything exists on a different level, and that by turning into the right frequency, you can access knowledge, energy, or even other forms of consciousness. Now, regardless of your religious background, there is something happening here, something that is connecting all of these symbols. They all have one thing in common. They all use symbols, vibrations, colors, and such. This is probably what Tesla meant when he said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, speak in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy, as we can see it throughout all religions. Now, I believe frequency, vibration, and energy is like a tool. It can be used for good or bad. For example, in the Abrahamic religions, such as the story of Moses, God came to Moses in a burning bush. That burning bush, specifically the fire, is a form of frequency, vibration, and energy. Now, if God appeared as a frequency, vibration, and energy, maybe this is one of God's true forms, and maybe This is what Tesla was talking about. That unknown core of knowledge, strength, and inspiration that holds secrets that he knows exist, but he cannot penetrate. Maybe this is God, or maybe it's not. So what bad thing would Tesla be trying to access the secrets to? Well, my theory is it could have been a demon. Tesla was known to perform oddly weird rituals. Tesla was obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Tesla would often perform rituals that consisted of folding his napkin 18 times, which is divisible by 3. Tesla would often request room numbers from hotels divisible by 3. And Tesla would often walk around his building 3 times before entering the building. Tesla also believed the key to the universe was using the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Now, I know this is a reach, but the correlations between these two guys are very, very weird. Pythagoras believed that the right triangle was the fundamental to understanding the universe. There are 3 sides on a triangle, yet Tesla was also obsessed with this number 3. Pythagoras had a weird thing with numbers too. Pythagoras believed that the numbers correlated with our solar system, and that all of these spheres were predicted by mathematical ratios. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does geometry and math have to do with demons? Well, in sigil magic, usually you would have to draw geometric symbols on top of using numbers depending on what entity you want to summon. But here's where Tesla stops making sense to me. He never did a summoning, never drew a symbol, never followed the timing, never did any of the ritual stuff sigil magic requires. Only rituals that involved daily tasks. He just went to sleep and something came to him anyways. Nobody invited. And that's weird, because a sigil is supposed to work like a lock. You need the exact shape, the exact number, the exact timing to force it to open. Tesla didn't do any of that. So how did he end up hearing the same thing that the other people spent their entire lives trying to force? Unless it wasn't an accident. Remember that guy I brought up earlier? The one obsessed with triangles? Pythagoras? Pythagoras didn't just study them. He built a secret order around the belief that they weren't invented, but discovered, already sitting there in the universe, waiting for someone to notice. And here's the part that connects back to everything we've already talked about. He believed the planets themselves made a sound as they moved, a frequency created by the universe. He created it in the music of the spheres. So now you've got 2 guys 2,000 years ago apart, both circling the same number, the same idea, vibration, frequency, and something underneath everything else that actually running the show. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think it's the same pattern we already saw in the churches, the mosques, and the sigils. And if it's a pattern, that frequency's been sitting there the whole time, reachable by anyone who lands on the right shape or number, whether you were meant to or not. So maybe Tesla wasn't some genius who broke into forbidden knowledge. Maybe he just happened to be standing there when a door opened on its own from the other side. And every invention that came of that, every coil, every wire, every machine, every humming around you right now, that wasn't him building something new, but maybe it was something that was never really closed.